Hello and welcome to the August energy update. This is a big one. The word that keeps coming through for this month is potency. And as I say these words to you, when I say potency to you, I just want you to sit and feel it in your body and feel into the energy that comes through when you hear the word potency. Because throughout this whole transmission, there's going to be little energetic keys and codes that are going to be unlocking as you listen to this. So the words that are really coming through right now are potency, power, alignment, abundance, breaking through, and rising above. This is really the doorway, the gateway to the new you. And it is time to say goodbye to one version of yourself and say hello to another. And you are ready to walk through that door. I just keep hearing like you are ready, you're ready. We're going to be doing the August energy update. I'm going to be talking a little bit about Lionsgate, pre-Lionsgate, because this is a potent one. And the word that is coming through for this month is potency, because there's a potency to this Lionsgate. There's a potency to what you're stepping into who you are, into your energy. There's a potency to the energies and light that are coming through right now. And there's a potency to this month. We're going to do things a little differently, and I'm going to take you on a little bit of a guided journey meditation to really anchor in. And you can actually do this. It's going to be brief, likely, but you could do this kind of as a little Lionsgate meditation. My daughter's birthday, she turns 4 on Lionsgate, so I won't be doing an event or anything like that around Lionsgate, although I would like to at some point. But she's a full double Leo, turning 4, and so all of the energy is on her. And Lionsgate for me has always been something very powerful. I mean, I gave birth on that day, but really powerful shifts happen on Lionsgate for me. And this one feels really big and connected to like 3-4 years ago. And so we're going to be doing a little meditation that you guys can anchor it in. I'm really kind of working on, and this is kind of part of the message, really working on stepping out of the box and coloring outside the lines and trying new things and playing around. Instead of following this like linear step of how things should look, it's time to kind of color outside the lines and let it be how it's meant to come through. And that's where the magnetism, that's where potency comes in. That's from a place of your authenticity, your authentic truth. I have a course coming out, a self-paced channeling course, making this very accessible. There's meditations and activations throughout it. I'm excited for you guys to experience it. But something that I talk about when it comes to channeling or sharing your gifts, and you can really use this in every area of your life, is like, it's not meant to be someone else's way. It's not meant to follow some step-by-step process. It's actually meant to come through you in a unique way of how it's meant to come through for you. And so that is where we are the ones that are paving a new way, right? We're stepping into this authenticity, this authentic code of who you truly are. And it's time for us to build the new paradigm. And that doesn't come from following some step-by-step path. So, it's really funny. I went on a really hard hike today, but it was my first hike that I've done since, really big hard hike since I gave birth. And it's funny because it's a very hard hike and I ripped it up, and I love challenging my body. That's something I really miss. I miss moving my body in that way, in a really tough way. And I was trying to rip it up so fast because I have a baby that's waiting at the bottom for me to like feed, and taking too much time away, it's kind of like, it gives me anxiety if I'm gone for too long or doing things for too long. So it was like a challenge accepted to do this thing as fast as I could. And I was moving so fast at like my JAIME pace when I've been kind of out of the workout game for a while. But there's something so powerful at like moving your energy in that way and clearing your energy. And it just feels like so much shifts when you can challenge your body in that way. And that's where the strength and the power comes from. And it's funny because I found some shortcuts along the way, which is something that I tend to do. And sometimes the shortcuts work out and they end up being shorter, and sometimes they don't work out. It's like snakes and ladders, right? But you have to try to do things in a new way. And so there's my little metaphor with you in August, is like, it's time to play around. It's time to showcase what you've been doing. It's time to play and get messy and do things differently and step out of that box. Long story short, we're going to be doing that guided activation at the end. But really interesting, this is the doorway to the new you. And when we speak of the word potency, I just want to talk a little bit about kind of what I have been noticing. If you felt like in July there was glimpses, like things were moving, and then there was a bit of a delay, and this feels like pre-Lionsgate prep. So essentially, There was a lot of karmic completions that were happening throughout end of July and as we move into Lionsgate to prepare for this Lionsgate. Any energy that has been essentially tying up your energy fields, navigating, closing out certain karmic experiences, lessons, energy, different hooks, like final hooks and threads were clearing. And this is freeing up space for this expansion, for you to hold this new template that's coming through on the 8/8 portal. So all of that energy that has been tied up to these old experiences, clearing out these final layers is clearing, it's freeing up. The energy is freeing up. Not just clearing up, they really want to be specific about me saying it's freeing up. And this feels very ancestral related, it feels very karmic related. But essentially you are ready to walk through the door and your energy field is able to now hold your abundance. It's able to hold the manifestations that want to come through. It's able to hold the new you. So we are in a period where there's a lot of blooming, there's a lot of blossoming, but sometimes there's these like little weeds that needed to come out of the garden in order to have like a thriving garden, so to say. So this new consciousness is coming through. And interestingly enough, because they want me to talk about delays, because the delays are now over. And these delays, they're saying, weren't true delays, but it's because things are coming around. They had to be cleared out, closing out these old cycles and closing out this old karmic energy, these loops, these hooks, these like final little threads. It's because it's coming back around again. You are coming back around again at a greater potency. There's a greater potency and magnetism to what you're bringing forward. So it felt like these delays weren't actually true delays. They're just delays to our own human. It's because it's coming around at a greater potency. And you're going to notice that shift was when you come around to like do something or maybe like whatever it is that you're doing, but it's because there's a greater potency to what wants to come through and your capacity has completely shifted. So you're able to hold this expansion. You're able to hold this like next level coding. And between now and the Lionsgate, which is happening on 8/8, and you know, whenever you're listening to this is perfect, but they're just showing me that like this week leading up to the 8/8, they're like wrapping your field in so much light. It feels like a cocoon of light, a really quick transformation, but this cocoon of light, and then there's an emergence happening around 8/8 portal. So all these delays are now over. There's been a little bit of distraction, interference energy, because what's coming through with this Lionsgate, it feels very powerful. And a lot of this is like, it feels ancient, like Marian, Atlantis, Egypt, even but these ancient gifts are coming forward. This ancient wisdom is coming forward, is being activated with this 8/8 portal. And so this is really big. And if this lands for you, I want you to feel into it, because sometimes when we set out to do things, or if we're activating or stepping into something really big, there comes these distraction or interfering energies. And I'm not going to speak or put too much power into that, but sometimes there's these karmic experiences that try to like keep you into these lower vibrational energies when you are rising up and you're stepping into this new version of yourself, or you're really on this path of stepping into something bigger. These different interfering or distraction energies that have been there, because there's a potency to what you're activating and there's a potency to what you're bringing forward. And this is the time to break through. And you are breaking through. You have that energetic key in your hand, you're opening the door and you're walking through. So it's about breaking through, and there's like going to be an energetic lift. It feels like this energy, this density that's been there is lifting. This distraction energy that has been trying to like pull you off path in some way is lifting. You've kind of passed that test and it's time to move forward. It's this time to rise above the noise. It's time to rise above those distractions. This month is about breaking through. It's about rising up. It's about moving beyond the collective noise, moving up beyond the distractions of like people trying to maybe pull you into their stuff. And these old distractions are an interference. You are moving beyond that. So it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to rise above. This is your time to break through. There's a really big lift happening in your frequency. And what's interesting about this, it's like rising above the noise. So I feel like this is something around like getting noticed for your work, getting noticed for your energy, getting noticed for whatever you're doing. While everyone else is playing their games, you're over there like Justin Bieber dropping the overnight albums. Okay, so this is why you need to remain focused and clear, because you're breaking through all that karmic noise, the energies, and it's like you're moving in and above to this new place. So keep going, because it feels like there's an energetic lift, an energetic shift happening, an energetic new beginning happening for you. With this month, there's a lot of karmic energy I feel to this month. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like the completely, what we've been kind of moving through, the completion. It feels more like karmic rewards. It feels like your ancestors are surrounding you, and there's karmic rewards for like past efforts and the work that you've been doing on yourself and your lineage. There's a bit of destiny and things that have been written in the stars. So I feel like maybe even some karmic past life ancestral gifts are coming to the forefront for you. It feels very karmic, like something's meant to happen for you. So there is a bit of unknown to this month, because it's meant to be this way. You're something that's unexpected, and an unexpected good that's meant to happen. I feel like there's a lot of surprises and these unexpected shifts that come through, maybe even ideas that land out of nowhere, out of the blue, that put the pieces of the puzzle together. But you are rising above the noise. The pieces of the divine plan are beginning to come together. And so I feel like manifestations, especially around Lionsgate, it feels like there's a fast track happening to this, to manifestations. There's like a bump up in energy and frequency. Keep expanding your field if you feel like, oh, this is too much, oh, it's too good to be true, that kind of energy where like, oh my, you get overwhelmed at like the things that are coming in. They're saying you can handle it. They're like testing you on this, but not testing, but they're like testing you on this energy, and you can handle it. It's not going to be too much for you, or too good to be true. They're saying like, you've come to this point now to experience this. It's for this to come through now, so you can handle this bump in frequency. You can handle this fast track of the way things are going to land into place for you. So if you ever feel like, oh, it's too much, or I can't, get into that limitation, see if you can just take a deep breath and begin to expand your field and be like, I can hold this now. Because like I said, there's all this energy that has been tied up to navigating these old experiences, these old hooks, these old cords that have been in your field. They've cleared, they're clearing, and the delays are now over. And so now you can hold this greater capacity. You can hold this energy and this activations that are coming through with the Lionsgate portal. What you have not recognized is that you have opened up a doorway to a whole new set of possibilities for you. And many of your manifesting abilities are really coming forward because of all that energy that has been tied up to old situations is cleared, and it's time for you to walk through that door. You've been getting these glimpses of the new energy of what this could be and what you're stepping into, but there's been those like delays, or you feel like, oh, what happened? It felt like it dropped off, but it's because this is coming back around again at a greater potency, at the greater alignment of when things are meant to come together. So things are ready to like really click into place, and it's time for you to walk through that door. Your authentic code, your authentic truth, sharing the fullness of yourself is ready to come forward through you. That's what makes you magnetic. So clearing away anything that doesn't resonate with the truth and the fullness and the potency of who you are and what you're becoming. I feel like there's risks that you've taken, there's leaps that you have taken, and the work that you've done yourself, the difficult decisions that you've made are now beginning to kind of pay off. And I feel like there's like a really proud ancestor moment of like, you're about to be rewarded. We're so proud of you for the work that you've done. We know that it hasn't been easy, and there's been some delays, but these delays weren't real, and they're necessary to kind of clear out the way for you to be able to rise up at a greater energy, at a greater force, at a greater potency. There's a lot of Lyran energy and lion energy coming through. I feel like the Syrian energy, there's a lot of different galactic energies coming through with this Lionsgate. Feels very Lyran as well as Syrian, and there's different energies and councils of light that are coming through, sun energy, and it feels like the power, there's like no more messing around kind of energy. Your higher self is coming through, these ancient past life remembrances and gifts. I'm seeing an Ankh in front of me right now. This is coming through at a greater potency. So I feel like there's an energy of emergence. There's an energy of being so true to yourself. And that's what makes you magnetic and how things are going to come through. And so I feel like your ancestors are very proud of you, and there's going to be a lot of rewards for past efforts. But it feels like it's like, okay, the energy is bumping up, this veil, this cloudiness, we're breaking through the noise and we're rising above, and it's providing a lot of clarity as to your like next steps and where you're going. So for some of you, I feel like you're really going to be able to look back at where you are now and say, wow, like I built this, I did this, I'm in the process of building this, and I'm really proud of where I am today. There's been a lot of distractions and interference in you stepping into what you're doing and what you're becoming and what you're here to bring forward and your big dreams. There's been some interference and some distractions, and I'm not going to give power to what those are, but there is very karmic energies that have almost been like, you have to step into the fullness of the light. You are breaking through all of those distractions and interference, and your energy is rising above any noise. So this is about being seen. It's about being recognized. It's about stepping into the spotlight. And some of you, I'm hearing the spotlight is on you. And this has been a message that has come through with, if you want to listen to the July energy update, where I share summer messages, like an overall messages for the summer or whatever season you're in, because I know some of you are in Australia likely listening to this, but it does feel like there's a lot of unknown to this month, but be excited and curious in that unknown, because there's so much happening. There's so much potency to the energy, and they are really wrapping your field in so much light. It feels like a little bit of a cocoon as we step into the 8-8, and then there's like emergence. There's this like opening, there's this unveiling type energy, and the codes and the frequencies that are coming through are like irreversible change. It feels like you are stepping into this magnetic version of yourself, to who you are becoming, and it does feel like there's a bit of fast tracking happening, but your energy fields can handle this increase in energy. You are ready for this new level. It does feel like it's taken maybe some time for some of you to get there, but it's coming in, and it's coming in quick, because there's like a fast track that's meant to happen. So this does feel like the energetic shift is here. The shift into the new is here, and you are ready through this act of embodiment, of being true to yourself, of being authentic to your path, of stop comparing yourself to other people and their path, and let things come through in the way that they're meant to come through you specifically, because that is the unique way. That is how people are going to find you. They're not going to, if you try to follow some other way or mimic some other way, it muddies up the field. Okay, so they're saying we need you in the full potency. So it's time to really have those. For some of you, really need to keep the blinders on. Yes, because you're at this point where there's a lot of new that wants to come in. You're being asked to trust that new. And this is what is coming through at a greater potency right now. So it does feel like, okay, July kind of like there was some glimpses, there was some movement, but there was a bit of delay. And they weren't real delays, but it was because things are coming back around at a greater potency. So it was almost like this touch point, or these little touch points of like, oh, here we're going here, this is happening. But then it's like, all right, well, let's clear out this energy that's associated with the next level energy that you're stepping into and what you're awakening, because some of it's very ancient, and there's distraction energies that didn't want you to wake up to that, but they are clearing, and you are now stepping into this fullness. It does feel like Lyran energy, this lion energy, this really royal, like some of you have these like royal star lineages that are coming forward, and I see them all around right now. It's really, really powerful. It's like this new, oh my gosh, it's really powerful energy, and they're going to be making their presence known to you. Some of you need to hear this, because there's like new energies that are coming through, and they're making their presence known to you. So I feel like they're wrapping you in a lot of light this week as we lead up into 8/8, or whenever you're listening to this. There's a lot of light wrapping, because it feels like there's a protection, but there's also a transformation, and there's also an emergence happening. 8/12 is another big portal day, and I feel like whenever the full moon is a really big, they're saying activation point. So it does feel like there's a lot of potency and power to this month, but they're saying you can turn up the dial. It's time to turn up the dial, and you can handle it. It's time to say goodbye to one version of yourself and say hello to another. And you are ready to walk through that doorway. So we are going to get into a little bit of a guided moment, a guided meditation to really anchor this in. So whenever you want to listen to this is perfect, but it does feel like we are being set up for really rapid shifts, because Lion's 8 always has that ability to rapidly shunt out anything that's not for you and align you with what truly is. And this one feels really big, feels like more ancient gifts rising up to the surface. And I'm really, it just feels like a potent one. So I'm excited for you all. And let's get into this little guided energy work, guided meditation. You can obviously do this at any point in time, but I just wanted you to take a moment to just ground in. We're just going to shake off anything else. Taking a nice deep breath. Getting centered in your hearts. And I want you to look in front of you and see that there is a doorway in front of you. The doorway's always been there. You've always had the keys. And in this moment, you are saying goodbye to this one version of yourself. And as you walk through, you are rising up into a new. This new doorway is in front of you. And as you walk through it, we're all walking through this portal together. This brings through a new energetic beginning. And as you walk through this doorway, you see that there is this beautiful staircase of light. And you're being guided to walk with each step. Walk up this golden staircase of light. And as you keep walking up, you feel your energy shift. You feel your energy lift and lighten the load. And almost like there's like static at the bottom. And as you rise up on each step, this static in your field, this static in the energy of the noise of other people's energy is clearing. And as you walk through above and you're like popping up into a higher realm. And as you step off the staircase, I feel like there's this beautiful temple of light that you're being guided to. It feels very, I'm seeing like some of you it's going to feel like Atlantis, some of you it's going to feel like Lemuria, or like a temple of light, the city of light, Pleiades temple. For some of you, this is going to feel very Lemurian or ancient Egypt, and just letting your imagination run wild. It doesn't have to mean anything, but there's a temple of light that you're walking into, you're being guided into. And this temple of light is here for you. It's this beautiful sanctuary of light. And you're here in this higher consciousness. You are almost above the clouds. Some of you just imagine that you're above the clouds. You're above the noise of the city that you're in, the space that you're in. And here they're just wrapping you in so much light. You're being recharged, recoded. Energy codes are coming through, a lot of golden light. And as you land here, you're grounding in a new sense of power, a new sense of self is beginning to land. And golden energy is spiraling around you. These codes that are coming in, this next level self. And they're seeing a dial and they're saying, like, don't be afraid to turn up this dial. Like, turn up your light, turn up your gifts, turn up your power, because you've been operating at a very small fraction of what your power could be. And these shifts that are happening within August and the next few months that we're stepping into are kind of beyond your control. And they're saying you're ready to turn up that dial. So turn it all the way up as a beacon of light, because your light is needed. Your light is needed in this energy, in this neutral energy, in this rising above the noise, so that you can come through at a greater magnetism and potency, and that you can be found and other people can find you, so that we're not getting muddied up in the noise of the collective and the noise of other people, but we're popping up and this energetic lift is happening into a new frequency. So as you're here, the fog is lifting and it's providing you a lot of clarity. And this August shift is here. You've been moving around, you've been making moves, you've been kind of blindly following this path, and now the pieces of this greater plan are coming together. And the seeds of light, these seeds that you've planted in this lifetime, but also these ancient seeds of light that you have planted, are beginning to activate. They're beginning to rise. They're beginning to bloom. And as this cocoon of white light is around you, surrounding you, you're emerging, you're transforming at a rapid speed. And with this 8-8, and as we shift into the energy of this month, you're rising up into a new period. A new beginning is here for you now. So take this moment to recalibrate, to calibrate to this new energy, to shift into a higher frequency, to connect with the version of you that you're here to embody and here to become. There's so much work to be done. There's so much fun to be had. And it's all going to happen through love, through enjoyment, through alignment. So move into your heart and rise above. Let this fog fall away. Let this energy lift. Let the veils around who you are lift. And it's safe for you to be seen now, because there's a clear path in front of you, and you may see this clear path. And the next steps are revealing itself to you. And there's been these necessary delays that have been needed in order to be in this perfect place. And all these delays are over. And it's been this opportunity to clear out and to rise and release what needed to be released. But there's a clear path ahead of you, and you're ready to take those next steps. So taking a nice deep breath. And if you have been feeling the energy of distractions around you or different people pulling into your field, I want you to imagine that these hooks are being cleared. And I want you to feel that there is this cocoon of light and love and protection that is surrounding you in your field. And it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to take up space. So taking a nice deep breath here. I hope that you enjoyed that meditation, and you can come to it at any time. Any time that you need, it's always here for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to leave you with that, because that staircase really felt like this ascension ladder. It felt like this ascension staircase. And it's really interesting because I was meditating this morning and my daughter came in and handed me a crown. And I felt like a lot of you are like to put on this crown. It just felt very symbolic for me. Like she came in and just randomly, I was meditating and she put a crown on my head. It was really cute. And I feel like some of you are receiving your crowns this month. Some of you may be traveling to receive your crowns. Some of you are receiving your crowns. But there's something to do with like stepping into that queen energy, stepping into the king energy, whatever. If you're a male, it can be your king energy, but it's time for you to step into this energy. The shift is here and you are ready. So I hope that you enjoyed this meditation. I hope that you enjoyed this energy update, and I'm excited for you guys. I'd love to hear how this landed for you. As always, you can always reach out. And if you could leave a comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, all of that really helps to support the podcast. So hope you have a great month, and I'll speak to you in the next episode.